Anchor Cliffs. Looks very similar to McAfee Knob today. Hello, it's 10 till 4. I just arrived in town. I stopped by the convenience store to get a Coke and Fritos. I've been trying not to do those because I think the corn syrup in the Cokes is bothering my foot or making it worse. So, but after an 18.5 mile day, I couldn't resist. I know it's going to be a while before I get to go get something to eat. So I just got here right before it started raining lightly, and I'm getting ready to go check in. It is 4:12, and I have checked in. I am in my room, and I am starting to pull stuff out of my pack so it can dry and get my laundry together so that I can go wash. I will put on my rain gear, which is probably still wet, and I've already got the quarters from the lady at the desk, and then after I get my stuff in the wash, then I will take a shower. Got my still wet rain gear on, and I got all of my clothes, and I'm getting ready to go put them in the wash so I can finally jump in that shower. Okay, I was delayed a bit, but it was worth the delay. I just had a call from someone whose name shall not be named. But it's someone we know through a church that we visit, and she knew through Bud that I was going to be staying here, so she is going to pay for my dinner tonight, and I am very much looking forward to it. There's a Mexican food restaurant right across the street, so I am going to do that later. Let's see. I'm getting ready to go do the laundry. I will tell you the time when I get there. It is 4:27. I am just getting stuff into the laundry. I don't even know how to describe how bad this laundry smells. My socks have been smelling like something dead. One of the tasks that I always have to do when I get into town is to charge up all of my things. So first thing I'm going to charge up is my power bank. I also need to charge up my watch. It's 4:33. These are just a few of the things that I will be charging. And now for the shower. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. It is 4:55, and I'm getting ready to put my camp shoes on. I just got out of the shower. As soon as I comb out my hair, I'm going to go down and check to see if my clothes are finished washing. It is pretty much 5 o'clock, and I took the time to send a text message, and now I am going down to check the laundry. And on the way back, I am going to get some ice so that I can have my Coke on the rocks. Looks like it's on its final spin. Is about 5:15, and I think that I'm going to take everything left in my pack out and let it soak in the bathtub. It smells so bad and I think it needs a wash, so I'm going to wash my backpack. I cannot wait till I get that Mexican food that my friend is paying for. She called it a trail blessing, and personally, that's what I prefer to call it. I think if I called it that, most people would not know what I meant. But thank you very much. I'm gonna enjoy it very much. I'm just having a little appetizer here until my clothes get done so that I can get over there and get some good food. It is 5:25. I'm just, boy, it feels good to sit down. I think I did 18.5 today, if I did the math correctly. I just did not want a repeat of what I went through last night. So I'm just eating Fritos and drinking Coke, trying not to eat too many because I don't want to spoil my appetite. But in a minute I'm going to check the dryer because it doesn't take too long for those clothes to dry because they're all made of quick dry material. So there are lots of things I could be doing right now, but it feels good to just sit. My backpack is soaking. I'll rinse it out later. I basically just used some of the hotel soap and rubbed it around the straps where it's close to my armpits and some other places that were especially dirty, and let the soap just sort of go in the water. Later I'll rinse it, and then I'll probably hang it in the shower to dry somehow. It is 5:40. I just talked to Bud on the phone and I'm going to check my laundry now. It is 5:50. I got my clothes out of the dryer and all folded, and I am going to change clothes. I'm going to rinse my backpack and change out the water and let it soak a little bit more in clean water. This is how dirty it was. Look at that water. I am going to get my socks and shoes on, and then I'm going to get my Mexican food. I think I'm going to get it to go if they will let me, because I think that's the way I would enjoy it the most. Got my fajitas, and I can't wait to get back in that room so that I can eat them. They smell delicious. forgot to give me a fork, but I am prepared. Wow. This might be enough for 2 meals. I guess they must be used to through hikers coming through. They know what a through hiker's appetite is like. So good. I can't even tell you how good this is. That was so good. It is 6:51 now. I watched a little bit of news while I was eating, and there is probably half of that meat left that I can have tomorrow, and I'm very much looking forward to having it. They were probably the most tender fajitas I have had in a very long time. Most of the time they're really tough to chew. You take a bite of it and the meat pulls out. You can't bite it in two, but that was very tender. I was able to bite it off and it didn't pull out. So thank you, Trail Angel. That was so kind, so unexpected, and so sweet. I can't thank you enough. I enjoyed it to the fullest. Now I am going to check my backpack. I think I'm going to have to rinse it one more time because I still have bits of leaves and twigs and just stuff coming out of it. Washing my backpack is not something I do every time. One thing I try to do every time I'm in a place where I have access to a sink is to wash out my thermos and clean my spoon and clean my water filter and the bag it's in and the Sawyer bag, just because they get mud and twigs and everything else on them. So I'm going to do that while the bathtub is filling up again. after rinsing that out yet again, there is still debris and stuff coming out, and I think that I might rinse it one more time. I have finished rinsing, and I have my backpack hanging from the shower head. And tomorrow I might put it in the sun to let it finish drying out, because I don't think it's going to dry out tonight. It is 7:14. My Enrage is 90% charged, and my power bank is 87% charged. I think that I may have to go ahead and charge my phone up before those finish. I have my sleeping pad down there drying out. I have my quilt over there drying out. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I think that I will move the clothes off of the bed, and I think I'll brush my teeth and dry out all of that stuff that I just washed. And I think that I'm going to go through my food bag and throw away some of the Ziplocs I have in there that are pretty much done for, and to clean out the inside of my food bag. This stuff also has leaves and debris and stuff on it. This is wet. This is my bear bag line. I will leave it out in the rock bag to dry out. It is almost 8 o'clock. I got dressed for bed. I brushed my teeth. I dried all of that stuff I mentioned. I got the clothes off the bed. I texted 3 people. And it's way past my bedtime. So I think I'll do a rough draft of today for my videos, and I think I'll probably continue on tomorrow with this thing I'm doing, showing you what all I have to do in town, because I think a lot of you will find it interesting, and I think even my own husband will not realize all of the things that I do when I'm in town. But I'm gonna delete some videos I made this morning, the morning report and everything. So I just want to give you a recap here at the end. Our plan was to stop at Four Pines. Sweet Potato had already gone ahead. I knew that I would be going over Dragon Tooth today, and it was drippy, raining, misting, all the different kinds of moisture that you could have, we had that day. To top it all off, before I left yesterday, I went to the bathroom and I walked through a bunch of dead leaves, and hidden under those dead leaves was a branch, and I tripped and I fell, and I really crashed hard on my knee. It's the worst fall I've had so far. It's really sore, and every time I take a downward step, I can feel it. I don't think it got the kneecap. I think it got a muscle in there below the knee, but it's really sore still. If I crawl on it, which I do a lot to do different things, it really hurts. Okay, so I went over Dragon Tooth yesterday. I was pretty scared. I was singing It Is Well With My Soul, which usually helps, but it didn't help yesterday. It was actively raining when I got to Dragon Tooth, and it's scary enough on a good day, but at least you've got good traction. Somebody could fall and really hurt themselves there at that spot. It is a place where if you're going to fall, that's probably it. I don't think it would kill you unless you landed on your head. But as I was passing the worst part, I passed two ladies, and one of them had broken her finger. She was walking out with a broken finger. There was nothing I could do, so I just moved on, but she was going to go into Four Pines. When I got to the road crossing where Four Pines was, I was under the impression that they were going to come pick us up. The sign at the road said 0.5 miles. AWOL guide said 0.4. I had no service, and I sent Bud a text, and he called so he could talk to the person there, and they said they did not offer shuttle rides. I was so stressed out and upset and in such a mood that I didn't want to walk on that busy road. It was a 2-lane road, but there were 18-wheelers whizzing around the curves and everything else. People think they're safe if they're on the other side of the line. I have seen people walk out into a 2-lane road and stand on the double yellow line thinking that they're somehow protected. I hear about people changing tires on the side of the road getting hit all the time. So I just wasn't in the right frame of mind to go to that shelter. I'm sorry, that hostel. Add to that, I already knew it wasn't the kind of hostel that I was going to get some rest in. When Bud tried to make a reservation, they said, "We don't take reservations, we make room for everybody." Okay, to me, that meant that there probably might be people sleeping on the floor. So, also, I was running out of food. I know exactly how many days I need and how many miles per day I need to do, and I knew if I stopped and did a 10-mile day, I would be short. So I decided to hike on. I knew I couldn't stay in my tent because it was saturated, so I knew I needed to get to the next shelter, which was 6 more miles away. So I got to the shelter. It had started raining harder, and I had to do all of the things that I normally do when I get into camp. And thankfully, there were only, at that time, there were only 2 other people. So one girl was off to one side of the shelter by the wall. The other guy was at the other wall, and I got right in the middle. Well, after I'd already changed into my dry clothes, eaten, gotten everything done, and was in my sleeping bag, somebody else came in, and it had started raining harder, even harder by that time. So he got in. Well, around 3 o'clock, I hear somebody getting in on the other side of me, only later to realize it was the guy on this side of me because the shelter was leaking. It was dripping on his head, so he had moved to the other side of me. But the water that was dripping was splattering and got my quilt wet. So I did not get much sleep. I did not go back to sleep. After that, I was worrying about all sorts of things. So while I was worrying, and also I was on my phone some, I was trying to figure out what to do. So I just decided that I was going to hike the next day the 18.5 miles into Daleville and get a motel, which is what I did. It was an incredibly long day. And I got in. You've seen the video earlier. I think it was around 4, and that is later than I like to get into town because I have so much to do, and I like to get the most for my money and to also get as much done as I can and hopefully rest also. So I did get the hiker discount on the hotel, which was very much appreciated, and it helped a lot. And I am taking a 0 tomorrow because I knew coming in this late I wouldn't get all of my stuff done, and I need a mental health day. All of the rain this past 5 or 6 days has really worn on me, and I've been really stressed out. I've been worrying about running out of food, trying to coordinate with Sweet Potato, and it has just been rough. Sweet Potato wanted to stay and do a short day after Four Pines Hostel so that she could land at McAfee Knob. Today was supposed to be raining too. Thankfully, it was foggy and drippy in the morning, but I guess afternoon the sun did start to come out. So she is camped somewhere near McAfee Knob, and she wants to see the sunset and the sunrise there and get some good footage of that. So she is behind me. I'm not sure. She said she would like to try to catch up with me and Rabbit after she goes to trail days, and we'll just see what happens with that. I have enjoyed my time that has been spent with her and getting to know her, and we'll just see what happens. So tomorrow I need to go to the outfitter, which will be quite a hike down the road. It's a busy road that I have to cross, and I'll pick up my box at the outfitter. I will also go by the Kroger there and probably get some stuff for lunches. 6 days. No, I think I got 5 1/3 days until I get to Waynesboro. So Bud always sends me tortillas, and I usually buy something to go in them. So I'll do that. And tomorrow tonight I will probably I'll do a rough draft of my videos from today. Probably tomorrow I will start putting the finishing touches on my videos, and after I do that, I'll start uploading videos. That will be, after the other stuff I mentioned, the videos will be my main priority. And if I have time, I will reply to comments. I had one person that was a little upset that I didn't answer or reply to any of the comments about suggestions to help my foot. And there are multiple reasons for that. Number one, when I'm out in the woods, most of the time, I don't have service. So I have 6 days or 5 days worth of comments to get to when I come into town. As I was trying to answer 6 days worth of comments when I was at Angel's Rest, amongst all the other stuff that I need to do when I go into a hostel, it was about 2 a.m. and I finally just said to myself, there's no way I'm going to get through all of these comments. So which ones do I not reply to? And I thought that I would not reply to all of the ones about or suggestions for my foot, because I'll again remind you all that you are seeing my videos weeks after the event has occurred. So by now you know that my foot is much better. And also, you're watching a movie here. You're watching everything unfold. I didn't really want to run the storyline, you know, because at the time you all left those comments, I'm hiking now. My foot is better, and I'm tired. I hope you know what I'm trying to say, that I just figured I'd let you find out what happened with everybody else. I didn't want to spoil, I guess, the surprise. To me, it was a good surprise. So, I'm having trouble getting to all of the comments. I want you all to know that I appreciate each and every comment. I read each and every one of them. If you see a little heart underneath your comment, I am the only one that can do that. That means that I read your comment, I appreciated it, I liked it, and that sometimes will have to be my reply. I'm sorry. I'm trying to show you everything that I have to do in town. When I have service, when I'm out in the woods, I'm usually texting people, namely my husband. Amongst everything else that I do, I'm usually so tired. When I get into my sleeping quilt, finally, at the end of the day, and it is a fight to get the rough edit of my video for that day, because I know if I don't, they'll get all mixed up and I'll never get it straightened out. But so I always have to do that, and after that I'm just ready to go to bed. There was one section that I did where I tried to answer comments while I was out in the woods, and my power bank almost ran out. I can't let my power bank run out because my power bank charges my phone, and I need my phone to take videos, to use far out, which is very important for navigation, for finding water sources. If I get lost, I can find my way on far out. I also use it to stay in contact with my husband when I do have service. So, I hope you will forgive me if I don't reply to every comment. And again, it's not that I don't appreciate it. I think that as time goes on, I'm just going to have to make choices. I could not reply to any, which is what a lot of thru hikers do. They just read it and click that little heart to let the person know that they appreciated the comment, that they liked it, and I'll see what happens. But that may be what I'm reduced to. It's nothing personal. If you say something that irritates me, I will probably reply, maybe, or I'll just hide you. Or I'll pin it and let my followers nail you. So I guess my foot is hurting this afternoon more than it has for a while. That was a very long day, and I'm also trying to wean off the anti-inflammatories, so I think I'm going to take some ibuprofen, edit the video for today, and then I'll go to bed, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is 10 o'clock, and I haven't yet finished today's video, but I'm going to bed since I've been up since 3. When that guy woke up in the shelter getting hit with rain, I never went back to sleep. So I'm going to bed now at 10 o'clock. See you in the morning.